What's going on, homie? How you doing?
What up? What up? How's it going, bro?
Good. I was sitting over here scrolling on the Twitters, and I'm like, oh, there's a show about to happen. I ain't shared it myself. I'm just sitting over here scrolling on my phone. Like I ain't doing nothing in the background. So, welcome. Hope you're having a great day.
I meant to ask you about this. I'm having a great Monday. It's busy, it's got stuff going on, but I'm excited. Why? Because sooner or later I will go on vacation, and that will make everything even better.
Where you going?
We gotta go to the beach, man. You know we go to the beach every year. We gotta go to the beach. We hitting the beach. We gotta go.
When y'all leaving? Y'all got something planned?
Yeah, we going next week. We're going to
Yo, hold on. All week?
A few days. Got to get it in between when the kids, school.
Yeah, I feel that.
Everything, right? So got to get recharged, got to hit that beach. But my question for you, right?
Yep.
Because you're in the Twitter sphere. I am not in the Twitter. I don't run it. I'm not. I ain't got that much on my mind.
Are you going to ask me about Threads?
Threads, but also all these rules that I keep hearing about that like Elon Musk did. Like I heard now there's like a cap on how much you can watch on Twitter or something, right? Is that a thing?
So I don't know because I don't spend enough time scrolling to hit a cap or hit a number, right?
Yeah.
I'm not on it all day. I think I just use it as the brain, like, oh, I need something to distract me from work. Scroll through Twitter, right? So I don't really use it that way. But I will say, I think Elon's idiocy is making it easy for people to want to jump from one from Twitter to Threads. I have, by the way, have not started a thread yet. Candace has. I'll get there eventually.
Candace has Threads. Wow.
Oh, Candace had Threads the day it dropped. She was like, "Oh, I heard this thing called Threads. Boop, I'll get it."
See, ever since, if I'm being honest, one, I probably wouldn't have had Threads anyway. But ever since I watched the Netflix joint, Joan is Awful, right, on Black Mirror, right? I've been watching, I've been reading the terms of service and all that joint. And I was like, yo, they want everything. It's like you can activate it, but then you can't unactivate it without deleting. And I was like, I don't know. I get it. I could be missing this. But last time I rushed into a platform that was brand spanking new, it was the Clubhouse joint. Remember?
I remember I was on Clubhouse. I probably still got the app.
Was in there. I'm still getting these alerts from it. And I mean, look how quickly that kind of fizzled.
Still got the app. No, it's interesting, man, because so 2 points. I had an FBI friend of mine. We were talking about this. He's not with the FBI anymore, but he was, as of a year ago. And so we were talking about that, right? About terms of use and all the rest, and selling data, all the rest of this crap. And he was like, "Yo, if we're being honest, from a law enforcement perspective, we know enough about you if we needed to, without going to." And so he was like, "Without going to social media, I have access to enough information about you, the individual,
That's crazy.
What is kind of sketch, right?" So he was like, "Yeah." And so he had been, so this is a guy, counterterrorism, his, black dude, his space of, so he was primarily focused on Soviet Eastern European bloc, like that was his area of expertise. He was like, "Yeah, our intelligence gathering on people is second to none. So if we needed it, we'd get it, and it ain't got nothing to do with you and your social media preferences and what." So I was like,
I mean, that kind of makes sense. So one of the random jobs I had long time ago was working for a company called Choice Point, right?
Okay.
Point is up in Alpharetta, and now they are LexisNexis,
Yep.
right?
Okay.
And LexisNexis is the world's #1 provider of data on you. They have whole servers that
Right.
have your whole history uploaded. And they just have people that just go up to the courthouse and get publicly available data.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
And it's like, oh, that Jeff is this Jeff, who is that Jeff,
Mhm.
that Jeff, that was that Jeff over there. All of that stored under one file. And then when, say, you ever applied for a job at like Best Buy or something, right? They had like a commercial business where you could once you signed the background check, it was just a matter of them saying how much information about
Yep.
Jeff do you want,
Yep.
because we got it all. They give it to everyone.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, it's some scary stuff about what they know about you.
What was crazy was so Candace and I did the global reentry joint, right?
Yeah,
And so we did it before we went on vacation.
that's
and
right.
we was
I forgot y'all were doing that, man.
Yeah, so we was like, we did it before we went on vacation so that we could get pre-qualified, so that when we came back, we could do the interview at the airport.
Right.
Because it's like, yo, if you can't get an appointment, and just show up at the airport when you arrive and do your interview right then. That's what we did. It took less than an hour, or about an hour and a half. But anyway, she did her pre-qual background check. No lie, background check came back and she was pre-approved. They say, oh, please allow for 2-3 weeks. Her joint was done in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Mine took a week. And it was like, and then when you go to finish global reentry, you got to do your fingerprints and stuff and take a picture. And then my man says, yeah, please allow like 48 hours, before everything is finalized and before you are officially approved, because we do have to run your fingerprints through the system, quote unquote.
Right.
Candace's was approved before she left the airport.
Yeah.
Like she was like, boop, boop,
because
boop.
she was working on the aviation.
I don't know, but what I know is that goes back to the government knowing everything that they need to know about you, that you can prove a background check, and it's crazy. It's interesting and crazy all at the same time.
I've had that happen to me as well. One of the projects I'm working on had me do a federal background check, and they were surprised that it came back the same day. And I was like, well, I had a security clearance for when I worked at the airport.
Right.
So they had already had the information. It was just like, what you been up to for the last year?
Yeah.
If it's the same, then you're good.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, once you go through those deep dives, it's like you got a master key. So you can do a bunch of stuff, but it's still kind of crazy just how much data they have about you, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess I don't need to be afraid of threats, but I'm still going to use that as a reason why I'm not on the platform, when in reality it's just I'm just super boring. Like I don't have to say.
I mean, full transparency, some of this is capacity as well, right? Like I'll eventually get on it because I'll get sucked in. I mean, I will say I think this is the first real threat to Twitter. Like there's a couple other companies that are out, and I forgot the names of them, that are Twitter-like. There's one that's a black one. And then there's a couple of, I think there are about 3 Twitter competitors out right now, not counting Threads. And I think Threads is probably the one that has probably the bandwidth, so to speak, if we wanted to say one of them would kill Twitter.
Yeah, I could say that.
I mean, I think some of it's also because it's Facebook, and what Twitter has what Threads has that the others don't have is that easy integration with all of your other platforms, right? Like
it's an Apple move, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Get you in the net instead of the little combined net possibilities. It's hard to get you up.
100%, right? Like I can one button sign up, right? Oh, okay, cool. I have Instagram, boom, I can sign up for Threads, and I can then
Right.
follow all the same people. I think Twitter, man, one of the things that I hated when they made the trend, when Elon bought it or whatever happened, was now when you open Twitter, it's like you have two different streams that you can follow. You can follow the For You stream, which is what Twitter, the algorithm thinks you want to see. And then you can follow your follower stream, which is all the people you follow. And I'm like, yo, I just want to follow the people I follow. I don't care about what you, the algorithm,
What's
based
this
on.
other stuff that the algorithm thinks you want to watch, but you're not actually watching? I guess that's kind of
I mean, the algorithms, right? And it's based on all of your search, all of the things that you pause on Twitter. And I'm like, yo, I just want to talk to the people that I know, right? I don't care about everybody else. I just want to talk to the people I know, and then obviously give Danielle home ideas.
yeah. No. So Danielle can attest to this, that I suck at social media. I'm like one of the worst at social media, but I fell into an Instagram hole of home renovation ideas. And now I think the algorithm, to your point, thinks I'm just all about that DIY life.
Mhm.
And it just keeps feeding me more stuff. And I'm
Yep.
like, ooh, a little trap door from your garage to the kitchen.
Fam.
So you don't have to bring it through the door. That's genius.
Yep.
This is genius. I keep falling into these holes and I'm sending her ideas. Jeff is falling into this hole. He's sending us renovation ideas. You know, it begs a big question of like, what does the algorithm think? What does it think I am? I think the algorithm thinks I'm Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
Fam.
So
I am not a DIY person at all, right? Like my wife will tell you, like I ain't DIY nothing. Like I don't have that capacity. I'm not tools. I got just enough tools in the house to put stuff together and fix the occasional thing if it breaks, right? Like just enough. I can hang stuff and I can fix minor things. But when it comes to like, yo, we wanna cut some wood and,
right.
and we want to build a new closet system, that ain't your boy.
Hey man, all it is one phone call because I studied falling into these holes, man, fixing stuff, learning all that stuff. I love it, but also it's addicting. That's my own addiction, and that is what's got me on Instagram looking at stuff. I think I sent you stuff on Instagram.
Yep,
just recently because
I responded. I liked it. I like the kitchen that you sent me.
See,
one thing you shouldn't get on, then you shouldn't start a Pinterest if you have not gotten Pinterest. Yeah. Don't do it. No. I mean, because that's the one. Like I'm right now wanting to do like a backyard pergola thing.
Yeah,
I have a whole Pinterest board dedicated to pergola ideas that I would want to do in my backyard and how that connects to potentially where would I put my grill. You know, do I do an outdoor kitchen? Right. It's there's this ugly rabbit hole that Pinterest sends you down. And anybody else that has Pinterest, you can comment, right? Like Pinterest is the worst of the worst as it relates to rabbit holes.
I believe it. I believe it for real. So Danielle, say Danielle's obsessed. She's got all these things. She's way better at social media. Right? I'm just not that good. I
mean, so, you know, like I struggle with a lot of it because it's also what I have to do for work. And so I spend more time lurking than I do posting. So like if you go to my Twitter, I ain't posted nothing forever on my store or my stream. I may share stories, but if you go to my Pinterest, you'll see saved pins I have saved because it's backyard stuff. It's, you know, I'm tired of my wife asking me what I want for dinner. So it's like, all right, here's a board that we share full of all the things that I want for dinner.
I feel old as hell saying this, but Danielle was like, oh, if you like it, then you should just hit the like button. And I was like, what? No, that's a heart. She was like, yeah, it's like. And then you go to your likes and then pull it out of there. I was like, what? I thought once I watched it, it was gone. She was like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, Instagram is not for me, but
No,
it is DIY.
Candace and I's DMs on Instagram right now are full of the dark humor that I send her, dinner ideas, and probably random reels that she finds that's parenting related. That's Candace and I's DMs. We light each other up in the DMs, and it's about the most random shit ever.
I will say parenting social media is active, right? And it is some of the most hilarious stuff that I've ever seen.
100%.
So you will get my vote of confidence for that. So, but hey, man, I hear that there's some money being in play today, right, for the Powerball.
I don't even know how much it is.
$900 million. That's crazy.
Crazy as shit.
900.
Oh Lord Jesus.
$1 million. Holy
talking about, hey, let's go play the Powerball. And I'm like, shit, $900 million.
What?
So what's your take home? About 475?
Hold on, I'll look it up real quick.
If you do a lump sum, somebody tell us in the comments. If you do a lump sum,
if you do lump sum, you will take home. If you're in Georgia, the lump sum would be 266 million.
That ain't a hold up. That's it.
After taxes and
no, you taking 80% of my money.
So look, so the payout is 465, right? But then the federal tax rate is 24%.
Hold on, but that ain't taxed on the 900?
No, because the 900 is an annuity. So it's got to get up to 900 now, right? So they taking 110 off top, right? Then Georgia, I think, takes another 6% or something. So that leaves you with 266.
Well, hold on. How much I get if I don't cash out? What's my monthly?
If
you say that?
It tells you what your yearly is, right? So
what's my yearly if I don't cash out? Because now I'm like, if I win, I ain't cashing out.
So if you don't take the cash up front and you take the annuity after taxes, you're forecast to get 516 million over 30 years.
But I got to live for 30 years. I can't transfer it to my family.
Unless you can award it in some type of trust or something. Like our guest was saying before, Candace's sister was saying before, right?
So what's my yearly now?
Your yearly payout for the
you said 500 mil divided by 30.
Well, it's not equal, so it goes up every year. So it starts off at 7.8, and then it goes all the way up to your 30th year. You'll get 30 mil.
You know what's sad is when you said 7.8, I was like, shoot, that might not be enough for me in year one. Like, I'm gonna be reckless.
See,
a little bit.
But see, like Keisha thinking about it too. The annuity leaves you with more,
assuming you don't die early. Because if you
assuming that the politics don't change and they don't start taxing the rich like crazy.
No,
right?
I mean, like, I think that's the thing, right? Like, there has to be a carrot that forces people to move to the lump sum, and I think it's because I don't know if you can transfer your. So like, I die at year 10. Does my family still keep getting my annuity?
So this is what you could do, and this is what some people make the case for when it comes to the lump sum, right? You could take the money up front, invest it, and probably make more than the 516 that you
assuming you ain't out here doing dumb shit, because most of the people who win the lottery do dumb shit, right?
Right. You got to have a plan of action.
You got to
have build things that leave you living nicely. But yeah, it's real out here. 900 million.
I love how people sitting here watching the show. We sitting there talking about, yeah, but like 500 million is more. It'll leave you with more. Like 200 million is something to sneeze at. Like, my whole attitude changed. It was like, well, it's 900 million, but you're only gonna get to take home 250 mil.
Well, I think that's the shade moment, right? Someone calls you up, Georgia Lottery calls you up, says, yo, you got $900 million. You won $900 million, right? And then you like, but I'm gonna take the cash. And they like, all right, we taking $700 million out of that. And you're like, whoa, wait, what? Right? And it just tells you what they think the market's gonna do over time, because they're still taking your cash payout. They're just investing it.
All right. Let's just assume you won the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
You take the cash payout. What's one reckless thing? Because see, for me, in order for me to do the right thing tomorrow, right, I got to do one reckless thing today. Like I'm not saying I'm going to blow 250 mil in a day, but I need to do something stupid with like at least $1 million, right? Like I can't be responsible with 250 million.
See, I think the problem is I'm not going to do one stupid thing. I'll probably do a day or a week of really,
that's okay.
Really stupid.
You can't blow 250 mil in a day.
I think I could. I think I could. I don't doubt that I would come close. Can we try and figure that out? What you start thinking about yours real quick? Cause I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna blow $250 million.
There's no way, because I've had this conversation with my wife enough. There's no way I can blow 250 mil in a day.
Oh, I'll show you. Watch.
like because again, I have to.
Hey,
like the responsibility side of me is like, yo, I need to make sure I change my family's life, and so I think I would probably set aside 10 mil to be irresponsible.
No, see, that's
and then
you're thinking logically, like someone that doesn't have $250 million, right? I'm telling you, you are gonna do some really horrible ideas that you think are gonna set up your kids for success later.
No, so this is why, like, when the money never hit, like I win the lottery and immediately the money never sees my checking account.
Oh,
like it's gone. It's like boom. I call my finance guy. Yo, Kevin, just won 250.
Right.
Yo, I need this to disappear.
Right.
Off the rip. I need an
allowance. I need an allowance.
I need you to go ahead and set this up so that my family is taken care of forever. And then you just dropping your boy, something reasonable every month, or so that I can do ignorant shit, right? But you not getting the full 250. Like
I'm gonna show you how this money gets blown stupid fast, right? You ready?
Wow. Go for it. You buying one house?
No, here's where the stupidity falls in. Because I'm gonna be like, yo, all right, cool. 250 million in the bank. Cool. Next thing I do, I wake up in the morning, I look at my Wells Fargo joint, and I'm like, the money's there. I'm not going to work today. Problem number one, right? Right? Problem number one, not even gonna call my job. I'm not even gonna call them. I'm just not gonna show up, right? And I'll deal with it later, right? I'm going to drive downtown Atlanta, find the house I really want, right? I'm gonna walk into like Keller Williams joint or whatever, right? And be like, yo, come with me. We going to buy a house. I'm gonna walk up to the house and be like, get out, right?
Oh, I'm doing that definitely. We're doing that one time.
And they're gonna be like, who are you? Cash. That's who I am. Get out. Right?
Double back.
Leave all this stuff. They'll be like, but I have a car. I don't care. There's a Uber. Get the fuck out my house, right? You have 30 minutes to get out my house or I'm calling the police, right?
All right, hold on. Do you already know the house?
I have a list of houses. I have a rolling list of houses that I could buy at any time. Has this happen, right? So already we
My
probably
Candace's house is in Morningside.
is where?
Is in Morningside.
I'm telling you, she's not far away from my house. So then guess what happens, right? I buy that house. I'm gonna be like, but life isn't worth living unless I'm living with my friends. Buy the house next door. Get out. That's Jeff's house.
So you done already spent 10 million right there in 2 days. Hopefully your wife is listening and taking notes.
In one day. In one day.
Making sure that your irresponsible ass gets no connection to this money.
It's not even 10 a.m. and I bought 2 houses, kicked 2 families out, and quit my job, right?
No, you ain't quit yet. You still ain't dropped your numbers. They think you sick. They just think you sick.
They think I haven't showed up to the meeting. They think something is wrong. It's not really wrong. It's just kind of wrong, right?
They're 2 days away from sending the police for a wellness check.
That's $10 million out the door, right? I look at my Wells Fargo account. I'm like, I still got $240 million. Next place I'm going is to go get some new cars, right? I'm going to go into the dealership and stupid me is going to be like, yo, I really like that car and I really like that car.
I'm
going to take both of them. And I'm going to take that other car that I saw in the front. Give me that joint too, right?
Somebody drive them to my house.
I'm going to call you up. Here's where it gets a problem. You can be like, what's up, man? I'm at work. I'm like, you're at work. My dude, we won the lottery. I bought y'all a house. I need your help taking the car back to the house. Y'all right up the street. Can you roll? You're gonna be like, I'm quitting my job too. Right? Right? Now we got cars, houses, all that. That's done. I feel good. It's not even lunch yet, right?
Hold on, are you gonna eat?
I'm probably gonna eat some incredibly stupid meal at Atlanta Fish Market or something, right? Just because I'm half boring but not ambitiously hungry, right? So I'm gonna go somewhere, right? I'm gonna set that up, and then I'm gonna call up Danielle. And I'll be like, "Hey, how quickly can you get the kids packed?" And she's like, "What?" I'm be like, "Get them packed. Like they're critical things." She's gonna be like, "But the clothes and the stuff and the diapers and I'm be like, F all that. We don't need any of that stuff where we're going. Where we're going, there are no roads, right?" Right? I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna call up Fulton County Airport joint, right? The small one, right? I'm be like, yo, I need a private jet to take me to Hawaii, right? And they're gonna be like, what? Who are you? I'm rich and my name is Cash. Get me the plane, right? While we're on the plane flying to Hawaii, I'm gonna buy a beach house in Hawaii because we don't have anywhere to stay, right?
Your wife say Fiji, not Hawaii.
That's her list. That ain't my list. I'm going to Hawaii, right?
So now you need 2 planes.
She needs a plane. I'll be like, apparently she want to go to Fiji. I'm going to Hawaii. And Jeff, you already know I've shown you the house that Zillow keeps sending me. That's $30 million. That's a $30 million beach house, right? It's midday on day one because I went back a few hours and I'm close to hitting about $50 million already, right? Right? And then when I get there, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute. Before I do something incredibly stupid, put some money aside for the kids, right? Don't blow it all. Give them some money, right? I'm gonna set them up, right? But now here's where the flip happens because this is my base of operations in the Pacific. I got a base of operations in the East. I can flip back and forth as I need to, but I'm trying to get my mind right because the clutch move of the day is going to be buying Brunswick, Georgia. I'm just going to buy the whole town.
The whole town.
The whole town.
Caryville.
I know it's going to say Brunswick, but I'm going to own it all, right? And people are like, why? It was like, because now I have a city. That means I can move anybody there. I can be like, just roll, just come in. We got our own elected officials. We have our own territory. We have a dock. We have ships. We have crew. We have everything that you could ever want in Brunswick, Georgia. And no one knows about it because it's small enough to be just off the radar. And that's probably where I'm going to spend the rest of the $200 million.
Yeah, see,
Gone.
I'm gone. Like, like somebody asked me in the gym the other day if I won, would I care? Like, what if somebody wrote a tell-all book about me? What would I do? I said, man, I just won $500 million. I don't give a damn. I'm probably paying somebody to remove me from the internet, like literally
Scrub
Brown in perpetuity. All of the Jeffrey Browns that exist are now removed from the internet. So if you got an Instagram account and your name is also Jeffrey Brown,
all of them,
all gone. You're just gone.
It's a new Jay Brown.
Yeah, I'm gone. And so, yeah, Candace would obviously buy a house off the rip. I don't really care about a house or whatever. I think I would just leave. I'd set the kids up, go buy a house on the beach somewhere, probably a plane, and just bounce around. Not necessarily overly aggressive or irresponsible. I think I would just live the ultimate life of leisure and wouldn't care. Like, it's like, like the kids, they squared away, set something up, retire my mom, retire her family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Set the brothers up set the brothers and sisters up with something that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah.
That they ain't coming to me forever, but like your boy is gone. I'm like, I'm out.
That's why I'm buying a whole town. Right?
No, it ain't the United States. Like I don't know if I care enough. I think I would invest it enough that it's making my family millions of dollars a year. I don't think I care enough to like, I don't care now. Like my life goal right now, if I could, would be to sell board shorts and beach umbrellas on a beach somewhere. I would do that today. Boom, we move to Fiji, and your boy, you come out and see me, and I'm drinking coconut whipped milk, coconut water, selling your ass beach chairs when you come and see me. I would do that today. So I'm just gone. Like, it's gonna be like, damn, whatever happened to Jeff? I'll be there for Georgia football games. But other than that,
see, I tell you, if I hit 250 M's, my life significantly changes. Now, I was joking before about how quickly that money would be gone, but trust and believe. There are some incredibly selfish things I would do with 200.
Oh no, I think in order to keep it and be sane, I think you have to go into it knowing I'm going to be selfish or I'm going to do something irresponsible, right? It only works if you allow yourself to be irresponsible to a degree.
I just feel bad because I feel, to a certain extent, super basic by some of my goals with that, right? Like one of my actual goals, winning the lottery, would be buying a suite at a stadium, right?
I don't think that's bad.
It's not bad. It's just, it's not flashy or anything. It's like, whenever I want to go, and I don't want to have to deal with all that stuff, right?
100%.
I want to go, right? I have seats for everything all the time whenever I want to go. and I can enjoy it with the people that I want to enjoy it with because I own the suite, right?
So to catch everybody up real quick, Carrie and I, we had a couple people just hop in. It seemed like we had like 5 or 6 people join the show.
Hey, come
We
on,
are talking about what would you do if you won the lottery in Georgia right now is at $900 million. Take home would be about 250 million after taxes or whatever the dollar amount was. So the question that we led with was, what would you do? And
what would you do? And what would you do? What would you be spending that money on? And what would be incredibly selfish? What would be pretty stupid? What would be awesome, right? Give us it all. I'm anxious to hear what people would spend their money on. I know Keisha said she's like, I'm gonna leave and go to the beach. I love it, right? I think everything has to have the beach.
Deron said he never flying commercial again.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I felt that in my heart.
Irresponsible of you to fly commercial.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do
it.
Let me tell you something. Lines at that point would be beneath me. The idea that I have to wait for TSA,
bruh,
I'm not doing it.
I have TSA clear and I can never go back to a line now. And I'm like this. I will pay whenever you need me to pay because I'm not waiting in these lines.
Couldn't do it. No. I'm private. I see this Sunday because I don't know if I'm John Travolta private, right? Like it's a plane that pulls up to my house. I probably would be that private, actually. It would be like, yo, I'm coming to the airport, have a plane ready for me to go.
See, I'm as much as I joke about going broke and spending the money within a day and doing just incredibly stupid things with the money, I'm still pretty frugal, man. I'm gonna be like, yo, I could build an airport right here, but honestly, what I'd rather do is just have my jet waiting on standby.
100%. I don't even think I would want a jet waiting for me on standby because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay a pilot. Right. Like, I don't want to have a pilot on retainer. Like I think I would just have a jet. And then, there's a bunch of these companies that you just lease them.
Right.
And like I don't want to pay to own the jet. Because again, I'm cheap. And that to me, like, yo, like I don't want to pay for the jet oil change. Like, no, that's stupid. But I would always, I wouldn't fly commercial. And it would be, hey, my family and I are leaving for Fiji tomorrow or in 2 hours. We'll see you at the airport. Or Mr. Brown, we don't have, you do. I'm on the way.
I've thought about how I would probably do some degree of seasonal living, right? Where I would be like, yeah, I got a house in England. I got a spot in the Caribbean. I got a spot in Hawaii. I got a spot in Japan or something, right? And we just kind of rotate around, right? Like I bring the education to the kids and I'm out, right? Like I'm doing my thing,
Yeah, Candace is like, yo, she's hiring an au pair and she's traveling for 2 years. I can't.
A travel au pair? Like,
yeah, she's probably hiring an au pair and a teacher, and she's traveling. Like, kids ain't going to school no more.
That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. I can't see myself living anywhere cold. Like,
not as an like, I don't want to have to live in somewhere cold. Like, I want to be like I want to have these type of problems. I want to live in London, experience London as like I'm living there. And then the first day I go outside, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cold. Hey, call that jet. We out, right?
I don't even want to I don't want to do anything that's remotely uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, I gotta put on like a jacket today. Like I need my whole life to be from that point forward to be based on my ultimate level of comfort. And that's probably like 85 degrees.
And you know what I gotta say? I gotta say, after probably 2 years of that type of living, like nomadic, kind of bouncing around, I understand I might get a little tired of it, right? I'm probably gonna, like you said, you just imagine kind of being on a beach, selling some shorts, got some chairs, right? I'm probably gonna be like, I got this little record shop. I got a couple seats for coffee. This is just my hangout spot. And, it kind of makes sense. If it makes money, it does. It's cool. But honestly, I'm good either way. Like, this is where I'm going to be at.
Let me tell you who knows me. Duran. He said, Jeff just wants to be barefoot all the time. I will probably own one pair of shoes. And that's just because I might go somewhere that's going to require me to wear shoes.
Right.
I don't want to wear shoes ever again. I like being barefoot. Barefoot's my happy thing. I like being outside. I like my feet in the sand. I like my feet in the water.
Right.
I want to wear shoes. Right. I don't want to work. I don't. I want to wake up when the Lord tells me it's time to wake up.
Right.
And then I want to do things that I want to do every day.
Wouldn't that just be the best feeling ever? Is just being like, alarms? Like, what is that? Like, I don't understand. So your phone tells you when to wake up? Why doesn't your body tell you when to wake up? Right. And just having that type of cheat code to life, right? I got to shout out my mom. My mom's in that same vein of doing what you love, says she wants to buy a skating rink because it's fun.
It's
right.
fun.
And I can totally imagine my mom having a skating rink and just being like, what you doing today? Well, I'm skating. That's what I do all day. That's what I do until I don't. And then I go home and somebody else runs it. Right. So.
Yes, Tia, my feet look like my steps I ordered. They nice and clean, not crusty at all. I don't like your judgment, Tia, because I feel like there's judgment in your tone. Yeah, like I get it. Like I think eventually I want to find a thing because I just can't. Like I think the hard thing for me at that point is being a parent. Right? It's like I don't want to do it no more. Like I don't want to do this anymore. Like just stop. Here, take $500,000. Stop talking.
But see, that's where if I'm being honest, I would be worried about what the money would do, right?
For your kids?
No, to me, right?
No.
Like I don't want to. A part of my fear, not fear or concern, would be like you got a au pair, right? And you start. You ever seen that movie Click?
Mm-hmm.
Where Adam Sandler's like shifting more and more things over to the remote joint, right?
Yep.
That's what I can easily find myself doing, is being like, it's uncomfortable. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this. And then being like house manager or au pair, can you, get him to clean up his room?
I would sincerely hope that my wife would keep me honest. Do her best because she knows now. Like I would, if possible, I would chuck the deuces today, right? All things being considered, I could be done working if she made enough, I would be a house husband. No problem. Babe, I have dinner ready. The kids will be off to school. I've worked hard. What am I? I'll be 40 this year. Who needs more, right? That's me. So I would hope she would keep me honest and force me to find a thing. Maybe it is buying a company that I'm passionate about. Maybe it is probably, if I know me, it's probably starting some level of a foundation and giving life-changing gifts to nonprofits that are doing really good work. I could probably see that being my vein.
Yeah.
I'm doing that shit from a beach though. Like I ain't doing it from nowhere cold.
Like, see, part of me wants to believe I am the type of person that 200, 250, 900 mil, whatever, goes into your bank account. You immediately think about how I can give this out, right? But I got to be honest, there's a part of me that understands that that's probably not likely to happen for a few years, right?
Oh, 100%. That ain't happening. No.
So I settle in because like it honestly, and that's why I said I'm probably starting up that record store, that coffee shop, and just doing that because I'm not worried about money anymore. It's like what would it do? Would it just make more money? Like I don't understand. I don't want to be greedy out here, and I'm rich already. What I literally created this place to do was find the greatest cup of coffee and the greatest record and the greatest book. And
100%. I think Kansas City, you got to get used to being rich.
right.
Like, I mean, I take a whole lot of time off and I would just figure it out, right?
Just to be me, just to figure out what do I look like outside of the matrix?
What's the
right?
new normal?
What I mean, literally, it would feel like you bought yourself a ticket out of the matrix, right? Who am I when I'm not incentivized by having to earn money through this job every day so that I can feed my family?
I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I'm with you on one thing. It's gonna be folks that's gonna come with me though, right? Like, because what we not finna do is like, yo, Carrie, come hang out. I'll send the plane, bring the family. You like, yo, I got to work. Like,
yeah, it's just no fun.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, Kevin Hart, I think, said that. He's like, yo, like, being rich ain't fun if you can't have people around you that you love do it with you, right? And so I'm like,
dude,
I'm not saying I'm giving you 125 out of 250.
Nah,
but
you straight though.
Like, yeah, like you're done. Like your family's done. Like y'all.
I mean, like there's a degree of there's a degree of community that's within that, right? Like it's not I got rich and left the community. The community is the community. These are the people that have been with you that have bought in. The people on this show even deserve to be in some degree of that community that we're like, we gotta figure out something, right?
Some of y'all could just come to the house. Y'all could use the house for free.
Right.
All y'all could just
be like, oh, we in London today. So don't Airbnb, just Air C&C.
Just
right?
Get here. Just get here and I got you. Right.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think that's legit enough, right? Like to a certain degree is, I want to take care of the people I want to take care of. I want to support the people I want to support.
Right.
I want to have more control over my time. Right.
Yeah, but I also think some of it. I know we've been on this topic the whole damn show, and it's all right if we stay here. But I think some of this is also, once I've settled in to being rich and I understand what that looks and feels like, is I also want to have the capacity to hear community dreams. Right. All right. So boom, Duran has always wanted to own his own engineering firm. Right. Whatever that thing is. Let's sit down. If you're part of my community, my circle, the people that I deem valuable to my life, let's sit down and have a conversation around what that looks like. And then let me help put a team of people around you that I don't want to just write you a check and say, boom, go start the engineering firm. Right. No, let's figure out what you need to be successful. Let's leverage my resources, the human capital side of my resources as well, and say, how do we set this up so that it's your golden ticket, right? Boom. It's not just me handing you a check. It's here are the people who are going to make you successful so that you can check your own self out, right? Like, and I think that's the ticket. It's not just writing the check. It's like anybody can just write the check. But can I leverage my resources to also benefit you?
Now, I'm going to tell a butchered up story because I don't remember all the details, but I do remember the general theme of this. And if you know different, if you know more of the details, please chime in on the comments. But this reminds me of a story I heard or I remember about LeBron James, right?
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron James gets drafted. He's got a few homies that people from the crew that either he's been kind of working with or tangentially, like they're friends, they're crew, right? So he makes it into the NBA. Nike wants to do a contract. He's got a contract coming through with the Cavaliers. He hires one of the best agents in the business, but he straight up tells dude, you can get the initial deal. And then after that, No more, no more. We're not re up. I'm not going to use you for the re up. What I do want you to do is he pays him some degree of money and helps him train one of his boys that wants to be an agent. That guy turns into Rich Paul, who is now a super agent out there. And he learned the ropes from some of the greatest. He networked, he bought in. LeBron bought his ticket into the room. But what Rich Paul did with that ticket is what has turned him into the person he is.
But that's his whole inner circle, right? And I think that's the thing, that it's Rich Paul and his whole circle is that way. Like the dude who handles his movie contracts, the dude who brings new business opportunities are all crew. And I think
they've all been trained by the
and I think Kevin Hart's the same way, right? I think Kevin Hart's whole crew is his crew.
Right.
And it's like, yo, like this shit ain't fun if I ain't got my homies and my people to help me when I was down. And now that we done made it, like, yo, like let's like, and we say, I say it a lot from the nonprofit perspective because that's the world that I know, right? But there's so much money, like it's enough money out here for us all to eat. If I can be the catalyst that provides that helps provide you to get your own money to eat,
right?
Again, by leveraging my resources, then let's all eat, fam. Like, yo, you ain't got to ride. Rich Paul ain't got to ride on LeBron's jet no more. He can ride on his own.
Right. I'm just gonna keep it real with the crew. I'm gonna need the space and grace to be on an island.
Let me figure it out
for a minute. Let me figure it out. Let me get to zero, and then I can build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I need to go through a little bit of matrix detox at that point. And
now I ain't gonna hold you. The inner circle, come on and ride with your boy.
Oh, you can come out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just know I ain't really leaving right now. Like,
yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that spot up in Hawaii that they keep sending me updates about, right? Even though I ain't got the budget, God know my heart, so He's keeping me honest there, right? That $30 million house that's got its own beach out there. Well, I'm going out there, and I'm gonna just sit and be like, yep, this is good. I'm straight, right? Come out, hang, chill. We out here, right?
Yep.
Then when we come back, we come in for all the chips on the table, right?
Every damn one. Hey, when I tell you it's time for everybody to eat, we all eating, damn it.
Hey, it's gonna be one of the best Thanksgiving feasts ever out here. Once that shoe drops, right? Everybody eating. So yeah, man. I hope one day, I hope I could know that feeling of what that's like to get $900 million. Honestly, that's kind of mind blowing. My brain can't even wrap itself around $900 million.
I don't know, man. So I shared this with, when you go on vacation and you don't have nothing but time, and you when you stare out at water or when you just stare out at things, you don't have nothing but time to let your mind wander. And I just believe in my heart, man, that sometimes you see things and you experience things so that when you have them, you're ready to receive them, if that makes sense, right? And so I've been in rooms with people who make significantly more than me. Again, because of the nonprofit work that I do, I've gotten to meet and network with a lot of cool people. And I've gotten to experience people spend generously and do things very generously. And so I think I experienced that so that when I get to that space, I've shown you that. Now it's your turn to live that for somebody else and be that light for someone else. And so I feel like that's so it may not be $900 million, but I think that there is a way for you to do that.
Yeah.
However you ascend, right? However you get to the top of whatever the top is for you, there's a way for you to use your resources, however finite, to be the benefit of the people around you. Like, we talked a lot about it when I worked for the Boy Scouts. A lot of people have money, a lot of people have resources, but do you have the clout and are you willing to use it to be beneficial for others? And those are the people that we would search for when looking for donors and looking for people to get involved in our mission when I was at the Boy Scouts were people that had clout and they were also willing to use it. Because if you ain't willing to use it, you're not beneficial to anybody. You're just somebody with an ass ton of clout that's
right.
That's not really doing anything with it. So I've always wanted to be the person that ascended to this place of having clout and having resources and was all in and ready to use it for things that I deemed to be beneficial. Sorry, that was a lot of words.
No, I feel that. I feel it. Yeah. Yeah. So y'all if y'all hit the lottery tonight, hit your boys up. You know.
Hey, I know we got to run. Can I share one more story with you?
Yeah.
So today I saw on the news AJC posted that Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport has once again caught the most firearms in security checkpoints. Like,
is it just that people don't know how to travel with guns?
In 2022, Hartsfield-Jackson intercepted 448 firearms at checkpoints.
Dang.
Dallas-Fort Worth International caught 385. Houston 298. Nashville 213. Tampa was all the way at the bottom at 131.
Pause.
Yep.
Dallas-Fort Worth, is that a major airport?
I think it is, because I think if I remember correctly, United's hub is Dallas-Fort Worth.
Gotcha.
I mean, so Tia says, are we surprised? So there's a part of me that's like, yes, like we all got like we've been doing this since 2002, since 9/11, right? So I'm going to give people grace. So 9/11 was September. By January 2002, TSA was set up and they were screening people.
Right.
We ain't been able to travel with firearms ever. So at this point, it's not I didn't know. This is you making a willful, I feel like it's my Second Amendment, is it second?
But also, let me ask you this. Do you think they came from first-time flyers?
It didn't dive that deep.
I know, but like, I don't know. It's just something like, there's something suspicious about that's like, unless you're a first-time flyer, how don't you know this already? Don't you know? Like the guy who takes the plane ride the first time and was like, I didn't bring my gun, clearing, all that stuff. They get on a trip, they come back. Next trip, they're like this. I'm gonna bring my gun.
But there's a specific way, right, that you have to check your firearm.
Right. It's got to be in like a case.
It has to. So this, I just looked this up a couple weeks ago. Ammo has to be separated from the gun. So magazine, gun in a case inside the suit. And then the case has to be locked with a key inside a suitcase. When you check in, you have to declare it. There's a form you fill out.
Right.
You have to go up to the counter, open the case, open your suitcase, open the case, show that it's empty. Then you close it, they seal it, you zip up your suitcase. Your suitcase don't even come off at the regular, like you can't go to baggage claim. I think they take your suitcase over to security when you come off the plane. Keisha, correct me if I'm wrong. And then you have to, again, open your suitcase, show the firearm, and then you can leave the airport. Like, they're very specific. Like, this isn't, I understand because it's where we live. I get it. But God
question, do they have, and somebody that is like more into guns might know this, do they have like rent a gun places? Like, is that like a thing? Can you like drop into like your destination and be like, I want to go rent a gun. I'm going to go rent my gun while I'm here and then drop it off, boom. And then
I don't know that, because I know you also have to make sure that the state that you're traveling to also has similar reciprocity laws. I think it's reciprocity laws around gun ownership, right? So the southern states, you can pretty much travel same gun laws in southern states. But I know if you are one person that's traveling up north to say New York from Georgia, New York has very different gun laws than. Hold on. So Keisha says sometimes I forget I have it, especially in Texas. It's open carry, so it's on me all the time. You get used to the weight. Yeah, but Keisha, you ain't rolling up in the airport with your gun on your hip.
I think she's saying sometimes she might though.
See, well, but she also military though, so I'm gonna give her grace as military.
I'm just saying that might be the $900 million idea. Y'all on the comments, y'all want to try and make this happen. We should come up with a rent-a-gun red box or something.
A rent-a-gun. Let me tell you something. That's a no for me, dog.
That's a no.
That's a no.
I'm just saying. There's more people that want.
Even Keisha say, she said, no, I'm not. She said, I know better. People know better.
I don't know. I think Tia's a lawyer. I might have to hit Tia up and be like, yo, let's go. Tia said, nah. We need to get a red box gun rented thing.
Nope.
Then people wouldn't have to worry about getting their guns right? They wouldn't take them, right? Because then you just get into town, show your ID, rent a gun.
That's what I'm saying. She just say, I know the law.
I'm just saying.
Tia, that's one nice, beautiful way to skirt the issue.
I'm just saying, all the amount of people that want guns out here, just rent them. Just rent them. That they're gonna relax the law anyway. It's on the agenda for the Supreme Court in its next session. They're gonna be looking at gun laws again.
I forgot there was a Republican Supreme Court in Oregon, I think, that just came out today. And I know we need to go, so I'll keep this short. But I think the Oregon, there's a Republican Supreme Court, and I want to say it was in Oregon, that said banning high capacity magazines is actually constitutional, and requiring background checks and common sense gun legislation actually is constitutional according to that state's constitution. So it'll be really interesting to see if
it's going to get up to the Supreme Court.
Left-leaning states push it to see what happens. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least.
Hey man, you want to do heroes and villains real quick, and then
damn it, I wasn't ready. Hold on, I don't even know if I got a hero or a villain this week.
I got a hero that's also weirdly could have been a villain. A hero this time would have to be the Georgia Supreme Court.
I saw that.
They are
dismissing
Trump's bid to shut down the Fulton County probe.
You're right.
Georgia has seemingly been like over and over again, like, you gonna come here and you're gonna have to check in. And when you check in, we need to have a conversation about your antics last time. And I know you running, but you're going to run your behind to Georgia and we're going to see about it, right? And in this case, I give it to them. They are a hero. They're not necessarily qualified as hero of the week because they also do some pretty squirrely things in Georgia with the Supreme Court, but this time, hero. So I give them that.
Yep, I'd ride with that.
Villain of the week. Tom Cruise for showing up. Tom Cruise showed up at Atlantic Station for the Mission Impossible preview. Weird and random, but that was probably pretty awesome. So that's my hero and villain.
I think my villain, not to beat a dead horse. Well, not really to beat a dead horse. I'll ride with your hero. I think that's a good one. I saw a story hit in the Instagrams the other day that compared the Great Depression's average salary of average American salary during the Great Depression was $4,000 a year. And they compared that to what that would be in today's money. And it said the average American makes less in today's money than the average American made during the Great Depression. And so I want to say that dollar amount was like $76,000. So they said that if you adjusted for inflation, the average American during the Great Depression would make more money today than they did than America. They would make more money today than the average American makes right now. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That does. That's ridiculous.
Adjusted for inflation, the average American during America's worst time in our history, Great Depression, would make more money than the average American today. Yep. And then he went on to break down how many days you would have to work at full-time employment. So if I find it, I'll send it to you. I think it broke down by day, like how many hours you would have to work a month to afford a home today versus the average hours you had to work to afford a home during the Great Depression. It is like it. I mean, he went home, how many hours you'd have to work to buy the average priced vehicle. It's crazy. It's crazy. So
that's crazy.
Yay, America.
I got nothing to say about that.
Yay, America. So whenever you're ready to leave, bro, I'd sell my house.
Yeah, I think I might not buy Brunswick, Georgia, and instead buy some island somewhere and just be like, we don't have Whole Foods, we have Black Foods, right? we don't have Walmart, we just call it Black Mart. We don't have Target, we just have Circles, you know.
Man. I think what you realize, I think I shared this last week, man. When we, one of the things that happened when Candace and I went to Italy, it was about 4 to 6 of us eating every night, 4 to 6 of us eating every night. We could eat, 4 to 6 people could eat in Vasto for the same amount of money that Candace and I can eat here, a dinner. And it's just like I think America is the way it is because so many people haven't traveled outside of the US. Yeah. And we believe in this American exceptionalism that's not really founded in anything factual. It's just, America's great because we're great. We have great principles. This is not me saying that America isn't great. It's me saying that the rest of the world is also great. And if we traveled more and visited other places, you could see that other places are just as exceptional as we are. And you probably wouldn't put up with half of the crap that we put up with. Like, all things considered, I think we would be much happier living in other parts of the world than we are right now. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. But you're right, Tia. It's what we know. It's what we know. And, it's sad because we have so many of our children, that never leave the perimeter, that exist their whole life living in 285. I'm from Augusta, and there's so many kids that I know that I grew up with that never leave Augusta. And it's not that it's like, let's be high and mighty about this shit about traveling. No, it's not about that. It's like, let's save, let's experience the world because, we are global citizens, whether or not we like it or not. It's just some people are more educated and able to manipulate the game. And we're not because we don't leave the cities that we grew up in. Got to get out your bubble. I'm sorry. I have a tendency to jump on a high horse it's
all good. It's all good. I'm still tripping about this $4,000.
Yeah, I got to find the story. I'm gonna find it and I'll send you the video because it's frustratingly crazy. And it's like, like Congress, the House passed a bipartisan bill this week to give themselves an $8,000 raise, but every time a vote comes up to raise the minimum wage, it gets voted down, and it's like, fam.
I mean, I don't know. I have such a weird perspective on these things. That's like, I can go radical very quickly and be like, it's always going to be this way until people stand up for themselves,
Or they leave.
or they. I mean, I don't know. That it's just kind of crazy. I do.
It's crazy. It's so and it's done that way purposefully to keep people divided into this us versus them, like this Democrat versus Republican, white versus black. When at the end of the day, it's rich versus poor. And if you in that middle class and lower, you losing. And we stay divided because we keep arguing about Democrats versus Republicans.
Right.
Like, is Trump evil? Yes. Let's move on.
Right.
God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm done. Hey, soapbox, stepping off of it.
No. Hey, man, it was a great show.
Another great show.
But I think it is time that we go. What do you think?
It is. I'm out, man. I'm good. I'm about to. I probably should do some work tonight, but I ain't. I'm about to shut it down. Go catch a couple Z's. Go work out in the morning.
I'm for sure tired. I'm about to take the greatest nap.
Nice. It's about to be no nap, bro. It's about to be sleep.
I know. I'm about to be sleeping.
Yeah. Hey, bro. But hey, great episode. I love talking to you as always. Love our followers. Thank y'all. Tune in next week. We'll have another great episode.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Kerry. Peace out.
Baby.